Hi guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Now, as you can probably tell just by looking at me, I am constantly bombarded with DMs from hot, rich and famous people. Now, usually I just ignore them because I haven't got the time of day for it, do you know what I'm saying? But there are two that have really stood out to me recently. So we've got the leader of the Labour Party, Keir Starmer, saying that he wants to open my legs like Rishi opened the UK borders. And then we've got Rishi Sunak himself sending me a dick pic, saying that he would happily join the NHS waiting list just to get to pound this puss. Now, I only want to sleep with one of them, but I don't know which one yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to interview them and see which one has most to bring to the table. Let's go. Hi, Keir. So if I was to walk into a room, what would you first notice about me?
The three areas I would look at most are first, eyes and ears, and dentistry.
Well, I did pay a lot of money to have my teeth done, so I'm glad about that one. But what about these?
Both of them are hinting that there's a deal to be done.
Well, if you can persuade me. So how would you describe the way that you have sex?
It's just raw pain.
Wow, so you're just going to go for it?
Get on with it, get in the room. It requires leadership. I want it to be mission-driven, this sense of a driving purpose.
That sounds very forceful. So you like to be in control, I take it?
It needs leadership. It needs politicians who say, we're not going to talk about this anymore. We're going to make it my mission to do something about it if we get the chance to do so.
Well, we'll see what Rishi has to offer. What are your foreplay techniques like?
But it's got to be done properly, and it's got to be intelligence-led, and it's got to be done in a respectful way. I'd like to see a sort of dedicated knife focus here.
Okie dokie, that's a bit much.
I think we should add samurai swords, frankly.
I mean, yeah, they're very cool to look at, but I'm not sure we should be bringing them into the bedroom. But one thing I do need to know, do you like the back door as well as the front door?
I think it's the front door and the back door. The front door problem is she's massively overstretched.
You're not wrong.
That is much better for the individual, desperately needed.
Oh, you really want this to happen? I do get a lot of people sliding into my DMs.
What is it, 7.7 million people on the waiting list?
Right, okay, it's probably not that many, but there's a fair few. And I must ask, do you like a cheeky finger up the bum?
It's almost no-go zones, and I'm very keen on this.
So there are some things that you won't do?
Zero tolerance areas.
Got it. Any issues you think we may encounter during?
Of course. That's how, outside of politics, that's how most people, most businesses run their lives, which is there's no business that doesn't encounter a problem. What you do is identify the problem, get in the room, sort it out.
But your problem is your enormous testicles, right?
If you look at them, they're bigger than normal.
And the size of your testicles keeps increasing?
It's gone up 77% since 2015. Yeah. 77% up.
So I shouldn't play with them?
Things are so broken now after 14 years, I don't think it's possible.
Wow. Okay, one final question. Do you ever go from the back door to the front door and then back again?
Nobody should be making crossing the channel in these boats.
Well, at least you know what you want.
My dad was a toolmaker.
Yeah, I know. Rishi, thank you for sitting down with me today. Oh, that's vodka, by the way. So in my DMs, you said that you'd pound me like I've never been pounded before. Do you mean that?
We have to think about that in the context of what's going on right now.
Well, I'm seeing if I'll let you do it. That's how this is all going to work.
I'm obviously newer to this.
What, flirting? Yeah, I can see that. What I want to know is, will you give it the beans? Will you fucking go for it?
So look, my job is to put the right investment in.
Okay, sure, but what will you do? What positions? Any weird ones that'll look good on camera?
Look, well, all of these things, there's always a mix of factors, but that was the most important thing for me to focus on when I got this job.
Weird positions? So do you kind of like things a bit different in the bedroom?
I wanted to do something different in the sense that I wanted to be a different type of politician.
To be honest, you seem like every other politician, corrupt and dishonest. I just want to know if we're going to have a good time.
We were forecast to have a really bad time. We've certainly avoided that.
Well, not yet. Are you scared about having a bad time because of the size of your parliamentary package? Has it got any bigger since that dick pic that you sent me?
That clearly hasn't happened. Has it grown a little bit? Has it broadly stayed flat?
Flat in what sense?
In the size of how big it is.
And it's
shrank by quite a lot.
Oh, okay. Well, there are toys that we can use. Are you happy to use a vibrator on me?
All I can do is control the things that I'm responsible for.
Well, you'd be responsible for making me come like a bus, ideally.
I don't think these things happen by accident. It was not a foregone conclusion.
Okay, well, I just wish you had a bit more confidence because this is kind of giving me the ick.
We all know the reasons for that.
Yeah, you're telling me your dick doesn't work.
And I believe that when we get it up and running, we're pointing in the right direction.
You gotta do more than just point it.
But fundamentally, is it good enough? No.
Maybe you just need a bit of Viagra.
No, that's not good enough.
Well, I'm at a loss. This is awful.
You don't have an alternative way to solve that problem then?
Well, I give a mean blowy, but if you can't get the job done, I think we're done here.
But I've made the decision to do it.
Well, just because you want something doesn't mean that you just get it. You told me a story about walking in on your first girlfriend when she was playing with herself.
Look, I spoke about that at the beginning of this year, so I haven't got more to add on it.
Come on, what happened when they saw you?
And you know what? They stopped coming.
Prime Minister, thank you for your time. Well, you've heard both sides. Comment below with your thoughts on who you think I should go with and why. Oh, and subscribe to my channel, please.